Dust Devil's Requiem, the Prodigal Son's Return. The sun beat down on the dusty plains of redemption, casting long shadows that danced with the tumbleweeds. A lone rider emerged from the shimmering horizon, a silhouette against the fading amber sky. His name was whispered on the wind, a legend returning from the forgotten annals of time, Cole the Silent Macready. Once, Cole was the pride of redemption, a young colt with a lightning-fast draw and a heart full of dreams. But a tragic incident, a bullet fired in the heat of a youthful brawl, had branded him an outcast, forcing him into a life of wandering and self-imposed exile. Now, years later, the prodigal son had returned, drawn back by the dying embers of family and the cold grip of unfinished business. The Macready Ranch, once a sprawling testament to his family's legacy, now lay under the iron fist of Thaddeus Blackwood, a land baron as ruthless as the desert sun. Blackwood's men, hardened gunslingers with reputations as deadly as their aim, patrolled the streets of redemption, their eyes sharp and their triggers itchy. The town, once a vibrant haven, now wore the haunted expression of a ghost town, its spirit crushed under the weight of Blackwood's tyranny. Cole's arrival was met with a mixture of trepidation and hope. The townsfolk, their backs bowed but their spirits unbroken, saw in him a glimmer of defiance, a chance to break free from Blackwood's suffocating grip. But Cole knew that reclaiming his birthright wouldn't be easy. Blackwood, a man who saw the world through the barrel of a gun, wouldn't relinquish his stolen prize without a fight. A showdown was inevitable, a clash of wills destined to paint the dusty streets of redemption with blood. As the sun dipped below the horizon, casting the town in a twilight embrace, Cole made his move. His footsteps echoed through the deserted streets, each one a silent drumbeat signaling the impending storm. He confronted Blackwood in the heart of his stolen domain, the once proud Macready Ranch. The air crackled with tension, thick as the dust that swirled around their boots. "This land belongs to the Macreadys." Cole's voice was a low growl, a rumble of thunder echoing through the stillness. Blackwood's laughter was a harsh bark, devoid of humor. "The only thing that belongs to the Macreadys is a shallow grave," he sneered. In the blink of an eye, the silence was shattered by the roar of gunfire. Bullets whizzed through the air, each one a messenger of death. Cole moved with a grace that belied his years of exile, his gun spitting fire and lead. Blackwood's men fell one by one, their bodies crumpling to the dust like discarded puppets. But Blackwood himself was a formidable foe, his gun hand as steady as a rock. The duel raged on, a whirlwind of smoke and fury. Each shot was a testament to their skill, a deadly dance played out under the watchful eyes of the moon. Finally, in a heart-stopping moment, Cole's bullet found its mark. Blackwood staggered, his eyes wide with disbelief. He crashed to the ground, his reign of terror finally at an end. The echoes of the gunfire faded, leaving a silence that was both deafening and profound. Cole stood amidst the fallen, his chest heaving, his gun still smoking. The prodigal son had returned, not to seek forgiveness, but to reclaim what was rightfully his. The townsfolk emerged from their hiding places, their faces etched with a mixture of awe and relief. The spirit of redemption, long dormant, had been reawakened. As the first rays of dawn painted the sky with hues of hope, Cole Macready stood tall, a symbol of resilience and the enduring power of family. The dust settled, leaving behind a legacy written in blood and courage, a testament to the gunslinger who returned from the shadows to reclaim his destiny. The weeks that followed were a whirlwind of rebuilding and renewal. The Macready Ranch, once a symbol of Blackwood's tyranny, was restored to its former glory, its fields once again teeming with life. The townsfolk, their spirits lifted, worked tirelessly to erase the scars of Blackwood's reign, their laughter echoing through the streets once haunted by fear. Cole, hailed as a hero, found himself at the heart of this transformation. But the weight of his past, the ghosts of his exile, still lingered. He was a man caught between two worlds, the gunslinger he had become and the young dreamer he once was. One evening, as the sun dipped below the horizon, painting the sky with hues of orange and purple, Cole found himself drawn to the edge of town, to the lonely graveyard where his past lay buried. He stood before a weathered tombstone, the name Emily etched into its surface. It was the grave of the young woman whose life he had inadvertently taken all those years ago, the incident that had shattered his world and sent him into exile. Tears welled up in his eyes, a silent testament to the remorse that still gnawed at his soul. He had lived with the guilt for so long, it had become a part of him, a constant reminder of his youthful folly. "I'm sorry, Emily," he whispered, his voice thick with emotion. "I never meant to hurt you. I wish I could take it all back." A gentle breeze rustled through the leaves of the nearby trees, as if in response. Cole closed his eyes, a sense of peace washing over him. He had finally confronted his past, the demons that had haunted him for so long. As he turned to leave, he noticed a figure standing in the shadows, watching him. It was Sarah, Emily's younger sister, the woman who had once held his heart. Their eyes met, and a wave of unspoken emotions passed between them. Sarah had grown into a strong, independent woman, her spirit unbroken by the tragedy that had befallen her family. "Cole," she said, her voice soft but steady. "Sarah," he replied, his heart pounding in his chest. They stood in silence for a moment, the weight of their shared history hanging heavy in the air.